So this dude straight up gets released from prison for good behavior after murdering 5 people. And the first thing he does, literally the very first thing, is go find a new girlfriend so he can do it all over again. I'm talking about a guy who killed half a dozen women, charmed his way out of a life sentence, and then turned an entire country into a panic room. You are about to hear a story that exposes the most insane loophole in the justice system I have ever seen. This is the story of Thailand's Jack the Ripper, a man named Somkid Pumpuang, and if you think you know where this is going, trust me, you are wrong. This isn't just a story about a killer, it's a story about a man who weaponized charisma so effectively that he convinced the world he was a saint while he was literally hiding bodies in hotel bathtubs. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Somkid Pumpuang. But in the media, they just call him the Kid. And the Kid is a monster. Now, to understand how this nightmare unfolded, we have to go back to the beginning, to a time before the bodies started piling up, to understand exactly what kind of predator we are dealing with here. Somkid was born in the Trong province of Thailand, and from the moment he could talk, this guy was a talker. You know that one friend you have who can talk their way out of a speeding ticket, talk their way into a VIP club, and somehow talk you into lending them $50 that you know you're never going to see again? That was Somkid, but on steroids. For the first 40 years of his life, he didn't kill anyone. He was a grifter, a con artist, a thief. He floated through life on a cloud of lies, moving from town to town, scamming people out of their life savings, stealing jewelry, and breaking hearts. He was good at it too. He had this ability to look you in the eye, smile, and make you feel like you were the most important person in the room, all while his hand was slowly sliding your wallet out of your back pocket. He was a parasite, plain and simple. But for reasons that psychologists are still trying to figure out, being a thief just wasn't doing it for him anymore. Sometime around 2005, when Somkid was about 40 years old, something inside his brain snapped. The wires crossed. The con wasn't enough. He didn't just want to take people's money anymore, he wanted to take their lives. It's January 2005. The setting is Mukdahan, a province in Thailand known for its night markets and vibrant culture. Somkid checks into the grimly named Sponge Hotel. Now, he's not using his real name, obviously, he's a ghost. He drops his bags, checks his reflection in the mirror, probably gives himself a little finger guns because he's a narcissist, and heads out into the night. He ends up at a karaoke bar. Now, if you know anything about Southeast Asian nightlife, karaoke bars are the social hubs. It's where people go to unwind, drink, and sing terrible renditions of love songs. And on this particular night, there's a woman on stage. Her name is Waruni Pimpabutra. She's a singer. She's beautiful, and she's entertaining the crowd. And Somkid spots her from across the room, and it's like a shark sensing blood in the water. He doesn't just approach her, he stalks her. He waits for her set to finish, and then he makes his move. He slides into the seat next to her, orders her a drink, and turns on the charm. And remember, this guy is a professional liar. He tells her, "Wow, you have the voice of an angel. You shouldn't be singing in a dive bar like this. I'm a talent scout. I'm an agent for the entertainment industry. I can make you a star." It's the oldest line in the book, right? It's a cliche. But here's the thing about cliches. They work because people want to believe them. Waruni wants to be a star. She wants a better life. And here is this well-dressed, smooth-talking man promising her exactly that. So they chat. They drink. He laughs at her jokes. He touches her arm. He builds this false intimacy in a matter of hours. And eventually, he invites her back to his room at the Sponge Hotel to discuss her career. Now, I want you to pause for a second. Tell me in the comments, if a guy you just met at a bar tells you he's a talent agent and wants to take you to his hotel room, are you going? I feel like in 2024, we all have our guards up. But in 2005, the world was a slightly different place, and hope is a dangerous drug. Waruni goes with him. She trusts him. They get back to room 210, and once the door closes, the mask slips. Maybe she asked for a business card. Maybe she asked for proof of his agency. Maybe she just realized that his story wasn't adding up. We don't know exactly what triggered it, but they start arguing. And this is where Somkid reveals what he truly is. He's not a lover, he's not an agent, he's a predator. The argument escalates, and Somkid lashes out. He grabs her, he overpowers her, he strangles her until the life leaves her eyes. But he's not done. In a move that is purely sadistic, he drags her body into the bathroom, fills the tub, and holds her underwater just to make sure. He ties her up, he leaves her there, a broken doll, in a cheap hotel bathroom. Then he does what he always does. He goes through her purse. He takes her jewelry, her phone, her cash. He packs his bag, wipes down a few surfaces, and walks out the front door like he's just checking out early to catch a flight. The maid finds Waruni the next morning. You can imagine the scream that echoed through that hotel. The police arrive, they tape off the scene, they check the registry, but the name Somkid gave, fake. The address, fake. They have a dead woman, a cold trail, and a killer who is already miles away looking for his next victim. Somkid doesn't go into hiding, he doesn't lay low, he goes on a tour. He treats murder like a vacation activity. 5 months later, he's in the Lampang province. Different town, same script. He checks into a hotel, and this time, he heads to a massage parlor. He meets a woman named Pongfon Sapchai. Now, massage parlors in Thailand are common, legitimate businesses, but they can also be places where vulnerable women work long hours for cash. Somkid books a session, but he charms her into coming back to his hotel room for a private service. Once she's in the room, the pattern repeats. He seduces her with lies, maybe telling her he's a wealthy businessman looking for a personal masseuse to travel with him. But then the switch flips. They argue. He strangles her. He robs her. He leaves. It's mechanical at this point. It's cold. He feels absolutely nothing for these women. To him, they are just ATMs that breathe. A week later, literally just 7 days, he's in another province. He picks up a woman named Pachuri Amatani Ratan. And get this lie, he tells her he owns a gemstone mine. A gemstone mine. Who says that? That sounds like a villain from a bad 80s movie. Yes, hello, I am a gemstone tycoon. But again, Somkid sells it. He probably rented a nice car, flashed a wad of stolen cash, maybe wore a fake Rolex he lifted off a previous victim. Pachuri buys it. She goes back to his hotel. She ends up dead, strangled, robbed, discarded. By now, the police in these different provinces are scratching their heads. You have 3 dead women in 3 different towns, all strangled in hotels, all robbed. But this is 2005. Communication between provincial police departments isn't exactly instantaneous. They don't realize yet that they're hunting a serial killer. They think these are isolated incidents of crimes of passion or robberies gone wrong. Somkid knows this. He's counting on their incompetence. He's counting on the fact that nobody cares about nightlife women enough to connect the dots. But Somkid is getting cocky. And when you get cocky, you get sloppy. It's June now. He's in Udon Thani. He picks up a woman named Pornpavan Punghian. This time, he changes his MO slightly. He doesn't just rely on brute force. He drugs her. He slips a sedative in her drink, waits for her to pass out, and then strangles her while she's unconscious. It's cowardly, it's pathetic, but it's efficient. He robs her and leaves. But in his haste, or maybe his arrogance, he touches something he shouldn't have. He leaves a fingerprint, a clear, pristine print on a glass or a surface in the room. The police in Udon Thani process the scene, they lift the print, and because Somkid has a history of theft and fraud going back decades, his prints are in the system. The computer matches it. Ping, we have a name, Somkid Pumpuang. The game is up. The police finally realize that this isn't just a random killing, it matches the MO of the other murders popping up across the country. They connect the dots. They realize they have a serial killer on the loose. They issue a nationwide warrant. His face, that smug, average-looking face, is plastered on the news. They call him the Thai Jack the Ripper. The media goes into a frenzy. People are terrified. But Somkid? He's not done. He sees his face on the news, and instead of running into the jungle to hide, he doubles down. Less than a week after killing Pornpavan, he strikes again in Buriram, his 5th victim, a woman named Somkid Pumpuang. He picks her up, takes her to a hotel, drugs her, strangles her, robs her, 5 women in 6 months. He is on a rampage. He is addicted to the kill. He is addicted to the power. But the net is closing. The police are tracking the stolen cell phones he took from his victims. Every time he turns one on to make a call, he lights up a cell tower like a flare gun. They trace his movement. He's heading to the Chiapas province. Now, this is where the story gets almost cinematic. Somkid is running out of money, running out of options. He needs a place to crash. So he calls up an old friend, a woman he's known for years. Let's call her the widow. She lives in Chiapas. She has no idea, literally zero idea, that her old pal Somkid is the most wanted man in Thailand. She just thinks he's passing through. He shows up at her door, smiling, charming, carrying a bag full of stolen jewelry and dead women's phones. She welcomes him in. Somkid, so good to see you.
Come in, have some food. She invites the wolf right into the sheep pen. They hang out, they catch up. He probably tells her some insane story about how he's a traveling merchant now or a stock trader. They're sitting in her living room, the TV is on, and suddenly the breaking news bumper music plays. Dun, dun, dun. The news anchor starts talking about the serial killer manhunt. A photo flashes on the screen. It's Somkid. The widow looks at the TV, then she looks at Somkid sitting on her couch, then she looks back at the TV. She says, "Hey, that guy on the TV, he kind of looks like you." Now, what would you do in this situation? If you're sitting next to a serial killer and his face pops up on the news, do you scream? Do you run? Somkid doesn't flinch. He looks at the TV, looks at her, laughs, and says, "Nah, that guy's ugly. I'm way better looking than him." He plays it off. And because she trusts him, because he's a master manipulator, she hesitates. But the police don't hesitate. They've tracked the phone signal to her house. Suddenly, there's a pounding on the door. "Police, open up!" They burst in, they find Somkid, they find the stolen phones, they find the jewelry, they have the fingerprints, they have the DNA, they have him dead to rights. Somkid Pumpuang, the monster who terrorized the hotels of Thailand, is finally in handcuffs. The trial is a spectacle. The evidence is overwhelming. Somkid confesses. He has to. There's no way out of this. In 2005, he is sentenced to death. And honestly, good. That's what he deserves. The families of the 5 victims finally get some closure. The country breathes a sigh of relief. The monster is in a cage, and he's never coming out. Except, this is where the story goes completely off the rails. This is the part that is going to make you so angry you might throw your phone across the room. In Thailand, the justice system works a little differently. Somkid, being the manipulative genius that he is, knows exactly how to play the game inside prison. He doesn't act like a killer, he acts like a saint. He becomes the model prisoner. He follows every rule. He's polite to the guards. He helps with prison chores. He probably organizes the prison library. He writes letters talking about how remorseful he is, how he's found religion, how he's a changed man. And the system buys it. Hook, line, and sinker. His death sentence, commuted to life imprisonment. Okay, fine. Life in prison is still prison, right? But then he keeps playing the game. Every time there's a royal pardon or a sentence reduction opportunity, which happens periodically in Thailand for special occasions like the king's birthday, Somkid is at the top of the list because his behavior is impeccable. Year after year, his sentence gets chopped down. Life becomes 50 years, 50 becomes 20, 20 becomes, well, you get the idea. Fast forward to May 2019. It has been 14 years since he murdered 5 women. 14 years. That's less than 3 years per murder. The prison authorities look at his file, they see model prisoner, they see reformed, and they decide, you know what? This guy is ready to rejoin society. He's cured. They release him. They literally open the gates and let a serial killer walk free on parole. They hand him a bus ticket and say, "Be good, Somkid." I need you to hit the subscribe button right now if you think this is the dumbest decision in legal history. Because the literal second Somkid walks out of that prison, he's not thinking about getting a job at a 7-Eleven. He is thinking about hunting. Now, Somkid is 55 years old.
He's balding, he's got gray hair, he's got a scar on his forehead. He doesn't look like the young charmer he used to be, but the charisma, that never ages. The manipulation, that's a skill that stays sharp. He drifts north to the Khon Kaen province. He needs a target, but he can't go back to the hotels. He's too recognizable and he has no money. So he goes digital. He gets a smartphone, he gets on Facebook, and he creates a new persona. He's not Somkid, the ex-con. He is now a high-powered lawyer who handles cases all over the country. He posts fake updates, probably steals photos of courtrooms, and he starts messaging women. He finds a woman named Ratsimi Mulichin. Ratsimi is 51 years old. She works as a maid at a hotel. She's a widow, she lives alone, she's lonely, and she's kind. She is the perfect victim for a parasite like Somkid. He messages her, "Hello, beautiful. I see you. I am a lawyer, but I am tired of the city life. I am looking for a real woman, a good woman, to settle down with." Ratsimi is charmed. She's flattered. A lawyer interested in her? It feels like a fairy tale. They chat for days, then weeks. He tells her everything she wants to hear. He tells her he wants to take care of her. He wants to marry her. In December 2019, just months after being released, Somkid moves in with her. He shows up at her village in Krenan district. The neighbors see him. He tells everyone, "I am a legal attorney. I am here to open a practice." He walks around the village like he owns the place. He smiles at the neighbors. He pets the stray dogs. He is playing the role of the perfect boyfriend. But there are cracks. Some of the neighbors think he's weird. He's secretive. He doesn't talk much about his past. But Somkid, she's in love. She tells her family, "He's gonna buy me a car. We're gonna build a life." And that's the hook. The car. Somkid tells her, "Baby, I have money coming, but it's tied up in a case. If you put the down payment on a car for us, I will pay the monthly installments. I will pay you back double." Ratsimi trusts him. She scrapes together her savings, she borrows money, she gives it to him. And of course, Somkid spends it. There is no car. There is no money. There is only the con. But Ratsimi isn't stupid. After a while, she starts asking questions. "Where is the car, Somkid? Where is the money?" The fairy tale is starting to crumble, and Somkid hates when the fairy tale crumbles. It's December 15th, 2019, a Sunday. The neighbors hear shouting coming from Ratsimi's house. It's loud, it's aggressive. Ratsimi is screaming, "You lied to me! You took my money!" Then silence. The neighbors assume it's just a domestic dispute. They don't want to interfere. They figure they'll check on her in the morning. The next day, Ratsimi doesn't come out of her house. She doesn't go to work. Her neighbors get worried. They knock on the door. No answer. They try the handle. It's unlocked. They push the door open, and the smell hits them first. They find Ratsimi lying on a mattress on the floor. She's dead. She's been strangled with an electrical wire. Her wrists are tied, her ankles are tied. It is a brutal, calculated execution. And Somkid? Gone. The police arrive, they identify the body, they ask the neighbors, "Who is she living with?" "Oh, the lawyer. His name is... well, we don't really know his real name." The police search the house. They find fingerprints. And when they run them, ping! Somkid Pumpuang. The police commander nearly has a heart attack. The kid? The serial killer we released 6 months ago? He did it again? The media explodes. I'm talking national outrage. The police release his photo, the new one, with the gray hair and the scar. They put a bounty on his head, 50,000 baht, which is about $1,600. It's not a lot of money, but in Thailand, it's enough to get people looking. The headline is everywhere. The Jack the Ripper of Thailand is back. Panic sweeps the region. People are locking their doors. Women are terrified to go out. The police are under massive pressure. They screwed up. They let a monster out, and now an innocent woman is dead. They have to catch him. But Somkid is a ghost. He's fled the province. He's on the run. He knows the roads. He knows how to hide. He steals Ratsimi's motorcycle,
ditches it, probably hops on a bus, then a train. He's heading towards Bangkok. He thinks he can disappear into the chaos of the capital city, but he forgets one thing: technology.